I'd like to call to order the City Council meeting for July 18th, 2022, and I'd like you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the roll.
Belzak.
Here.
Clistic.
Here.
Gustafson. Kenny.
Here.
Shower.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
6 present and 1 absent.
We have a quorum. It takes us to questions, comments, and announcements of a general nature. This is for our audience. If anyone in our audience has anything that's not on our agenda that they'd like to bring forward tonight, this is an opportunity to do that. If not, we will move on to item 6, which is approval of minutes. I'm looking for a motion to approve the June 20th, 2022. Alderman Kennedy, seconded by Alderman Belzak. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Kenny.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Shower.
Abstain.
I have 5 ayes and 1 abstention and 1 absent.
Minutes have been approved. It takes us to receiving of communications. Do any of the aldermen have communications they would like to share with the council? Alderman Klistak.
Thank you, Mayor. I received communication from Mr. John Yurchek from the 7500 block of Farmingdale asking if we could potentially put in no parking signs from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Currently, you can't park on the street from 2 to 6. However, he still sees residents parking there overnight, and if it's a possibility to put some signs there. So those are in front of the apartments there on Farmingdale.
Again, by putting up more signs, I think it's a matter of police enforcement at this point, because a lot of our signs are already at the perimeters of the city coming in.
Okay.
So again, not having more signs, sign pollution, so on and so forth, I would recommend that, maybe we do some additional police enforcement and or
Okay.
get something out to management, letting residents know.
Fair enough.
Anything else? Alderman Kenny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As we just saw Mrs. Wilson walking out, Fred Wilson on Emerson, they have an item here on new business tonight with the rear yard drainage project, so they were calling me, looking for some help on that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anything else? All right, that takes us to the mayor's report. I'd just like to mention the mayor's report. I know it says there's nothing there. We had our first concert at the end of June. We have another concert coming up next week, July 28th at Carriage Greens Country Club. The group performing is The Mix. We had a little over 300 people there that night. We had Carriage Greens serving food. We had Zazzo's Pizza. I think we sold out all the Carriage Greens food, and I think we had 5 pizzas left over, which we gave to the band and to the police department to finish those off. Crowd really liked it. We had a beautiful night. Those of you that were there, the weather was gorgeous. People really gave us a lot of compliments on the fact that we had something like that. Now, we have done a few updates. Mary, Brian, and I went over there, met with Heidi, and we met with April. Possibly rearrangement of where the stage is, a tent to cover up where the food is, minor changes like that, things that we think will improve. But we really like to see a lot of people take advantage of the fact that we're going to be having these free concerts. And this group, The Mix, I think there's 2 female singers in this group. We've heard some of their music. April played it for us, so they sound pretty good. And in fact, they were just at Burr Ridge a week ago. A lot of people who might have heard them there might want to come back and see them here in Darien. So again, July 28th, 6 o'clock, Carriage Greens, and I believe you call that the northeast parking lot?
Farthest north.
Yeah, farthest north parking lot. It's the one right next to where the cart pen was, but we really like to see a lot of people come out and take advantage of that. So that's really my report for the mayor's report. Joanne, the city clerk's report.
No report this evening. Thank you.
City Administrator Brian?
Thank you, Mayor. One item, some of us, we had been working on a newsletter. The next print newsletter It's going in the printer tomorrow, so we're probably about 2 weeks out. We'll start hitting homes first to second week in August, so you could start looking for that. We probably will put it in a link in Direct Connect earlier, but it should be out shortly.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor.
Department head information or questions? Any questions for Chief Thomas or for Mr. Gumbeck? Dan, do you have something?
Yeah, I do have one update. In regards to the water meter replacement program, all the elected officials at the dais here probably should have gotten invitations, I should say, or from Emmy Simpson in regard to scheduling your meter appointment. So again, the reason we're doing it with the elected officials first is to basically set up and make sure that everything is transponding throughout the entire town. So again, by having you guys as the first, this is the test to make sure that everything is communicating the way it's supposed to be. So please, when you get a chance, look at your emails and respond to Emmy Simpson for a date. And the appointment should only take about a half hour, 45 minutes at most. And most important, check your valves, okay? Check your water meter valves before the meter and after the meter, but you should have one working at a minimal, the one before the meter. Again, if you that meter, that valve does not work, there is a option for Calumet City Plumbing to replace that at a fair cost. Okay, so again, just information. Any questions? Please feel free to call me.
Dan, that email went out today because I received that today.
Yes, it did. Yes.
And they gave us several dates. They call it a test.
Right.
That's what they labeled it, because I was a little confused at first. They labeled it a test, but they gave 2 or 3 dates, I believe, in that email. Now, do we all get the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I have a smart meter already because I was one of the people that got it about 3 years ago. They'll just work on the outside of my house?
They should only work on the outside, is the understanding. Again, you know, if what the test does is to make sure that it's communicating not only from the meter to the remote, but from the remote to the antennas that are going to be going up. You know, so again, that's why we want to make sure everything is communicating.
So you want us to respond to that email by
Yes.
giving them a date that they can come and do this?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Dan, it's Jeanette. It's Jeanette Salinas, not Simpson.
That's the actual person that wrote it, but
That's
Emmy
the-
Simpson is the schedule.
No, I understand that,
scheduler.
but that's why none of us were seeing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's, yeah,
Right.
from the person itself. Correct, yes.
Okay.
It's in regards, the subject is in regards to the meters.
Came out 12:20 this afternoon.
Yes.
Did everybody get one of those today?
Yes.
I didn't get it either. No.
I'll forward it to you because I did see carbon copied. I was carbon copied on them, so it looks like everybody received them. So anybody else, if someone didn't get them, you didn't get one either? All right, let me, I'll forward them. So
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ted, you didn't get it. Lester?
Tom?
I did receive it, and I tried to schedule, and she replied back that she doesn't do the scheduling, actually, just through online. So you don't reply back to her, you
No.
go online and schedule it. So
Correct.
just to
There's
clarify, you don't email her
instructions,
back,
yes.
so.
Yes,
The
she's the,
instructions on the email say to email Rodney Tracy to set up arrangements.
Okay.
So it says.
So you'll forward it to Ted and to
yes, and Mike.
and Joanne?
No,
Tom, did you get it?
Mike?
No, I'm looking now. I don't have it.
Brian?
Hey, Dan, just for the audience or anybody that's interested, typically those shut-offs are very close to the meter. Some people haven't gone and looked at their meters probably since they've been in the house. So they're
Correct.
just the round valves, like,
Yeah, just to kind of recap, if you, more than likely, a lot of the older homes have what they call gate valves. Those are the round handle ones. So what you want to do is you don't want to go in there and start forcing it right away. Work it very slowly, back and forth. And that's the best way to exercise it. If it doesn't close, don't force it. Leave it alone. It should be replaced. What they replace them with today is what's referred to as a ball valve. A ball valve is a single handle that moves back and forth. That's the recommended standard today.
Dan, could you ask them to replace it and pay for it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because I have one of the old-fashioned ones with,
There's an option to contract. Again, if there's nothing wrong with it, you don't have to replace it. But more than likely, over the years, no one ever really exercises those. And then when you try to use them, Obviously, they break in a closed or open position. I will tell you that if the plumber does break it on, while they're out there, we will be replacing it at the city cost.
Okay. Anything else? Anything for Chief Thomas, Mary?
Just for Dan, I know we spoke a little bit during pre-council session about the delay in the road project. Just if you could maybe enlighten us a little bit. I know there's not much of an update, but like why, things started and then came to a stop back in June.
Correct. Basically, what we started was the concrete program. As the concrete program was completed with all the road, with the conjunction with the road rehab that should have been already completed by now. Unfortunately, there's a strike that's in place, and that strike affects majority of the asphalt producers because they need the stone. The quarries are basically the ones that are on strike. So we do not have any further updates. There is a website, Local 150, I don't have the website in front of me, that provides updates, but the bottom line is there's no new contract in place yet. And this is affecting, all municipalities, major highways. Again, this is not to be confused. There is some asphalt that's going on private property, like parking lots or driveways, but that's a different mix that they use altogether. So again, just because you see asphalt doesn't mean that it's for a municipality or a government agency in general, including schools.
Yeah, I noticed the driveway, the circle driveway at NCL South, they dug that up. It doesn't look like they've been able to replace that either. So they must be going through the same thing we're going through.
Correct.
Anything else for Dan or anything for Chief Thomas? All right, let's move on, and we'll go to the treasurer's report. Mike, we have 2 warrants.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. This evening, I'm requesting council's approval of warrant number 222305 in the amount of $611,327.50 from the listed funds. Payroll for the period ended June 30th in the amount of $297,291.46 for a total to be approved of $908,618.96.
Do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Shower, second by Alderwoman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Shower.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
6 ayes and 1 absent.
That warrant's been approved. The next warrant, Mike?
Requesting council's approval of warrant number 222306 in the amount of $940,195.79 from the listed funds. Payroll for the period ended July 14th in the amount of $296,658.62 for a total to be approved of $1,236,854.41.
Motion to approve. Alderman Kennedy, seconded by Alderman Shower. Again, any questions or comments? And if none, the roll.
Kenny.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
6 ayes and 1 absent.
And that warrant's been approved. It takes us to standing committee reports. Any of the aldermen have reports for the council? Mary?
The next Administrative Finance Committee meeting will be held on Monday, August 1st at 6 p.m. in the conference room. And the next Economic Development Committee meeting is on Thursday, August 4th at 7 p.m. in council chambers.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderman Belzak?
Yes, the next municipal services meeting was scheduled for July 25th. We're postponing that and resetting it for August 1 at 6:30 in council chambers prior to our next meeting.
Thank you. Alderman Kenny?
Thank you. The police committee meeting met this evening. We approved the minutes from the June 20th, 2022 meeting. Our next meeting will be held on Monday, August 15th at 6 o'clock across the parking lot in the police training room.
Thank you. Takes us to questions and comments, agenda related. Anyone have anything, anybody in the audience have anything on our agenda tonight that they wanted to relate to the council? Okay, we'll move on to old business. There being none, we move to our consent agenda. Please bear with me. We have a number of items. Item A, consideration of a motion granting a waiver of the $50 a day fee for the Class J temporary liquor license for the Darien Lions Club. Item B, consideration of a motion to approve an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property owned by the city of Darien. Item C, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the purchase of consulting services from MP Preparedness Consulting Incorporated for the purpose of updating the City of Darien Emergency Operating Plan in the amount of $11,550. Item D, consideration of motion to grant approval for an existing enclosure and chicken coop at 1938 Manning Road. Item E, consideration of a motion to approve an ordinance granting a series of variations to allow the construction of an electronic message board sign for First American Bank. Item F, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the purchase of one new Snap-on Mechanics toolbox awarded to Snap-on Industrial in an amount not to exceed $14,718.34. Item G, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting a proposal from ATS, Associated Technical Services, for two FCS Model S30 ultrasonic leak surveyor listening units in an amount not to exceed $10,575. Item H, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting the unit price proposal from Langton Nursery and Landscape Supply Incorporated, doing business as Langton Group, the purchase and installation of 50/50 Parkway Tree Program and the Parkway Tree Replacement Program in an amount not to exceed $31,000. Item I, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting a proposal from Core and Main for the InfraMap software meter work order software in an amount not to exceed $10,475. Item J, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting a proposal from AIS Incorporated for the hardware, software, licensing, and program to integrate the digital conversion project with TKB Associates Incorporated, Laserfish hardware and software in an amount not to exceed $4,139. Item K, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting a proposal from TKB Associates Incorporated for the digital formatting hardware, software, licensing, and scanning of subdivision infrastructure plans and critical files into a digital format in an amount not to exceed $16,751. And item L, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into intergovernmental agreement with the County of DuPage for the Aylesworth Flood Mitigation Project. Motion to approve. Alderman Belzak, seconded by Alderman Shower. And the vote. The roll.
Belzak,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
Clistic,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
6 ayes and 1 absent.
The warrant has, the consent agenda has been approved. Takes us to new business. We have a number of items here. Item A, consideration of a motion to approve the expenditure of budgeted funds, line item 0140-4325, consulting professional services for a one-year law enforcement policy manual update subscription from Lexipol in the amount of $9,383.42. Motion to approve. Alderman Kenny, seconded by Alderwoman Sullivan. Any questions or comments?
Just one, Mayor. This item was on our police committee this evening. We passed it 3-0. This is an item that saves the city a lot of money by keeping up with all the different policy changes throughout the course of a year. Because if we were to ever have to put a full-time employee to take care of that, it would be a lot more money than the money that's on here tonight. So,
Thank you. Anything else? If not, the roll.
Kenny,
aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Belzak,
Aye.
Clistic,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
6 ayes and 1 absent.
Item A has been approved. Item B, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the following private property rear yard stormwater management assistance projects, round 2, for an additional amount not to exceed $119,525, city cost sharing portion, $62,500. Now, there are 11 items, and Dan, I assume if we approve this, you will contact these families to let them know this has been approved.
That's correct, and pending survey results also.
Okay. Motion to approve. Alderman Belzak, seconded by Alderman Vaughn. Any questions or comments regarding any of this? Alderman Kenny.
Just one last question, or just last one comment on this one. This is an item that is over budget that was discussed during workshop this evening. But unlike us purchasing a piece of equipment that we can sit back and hold off on, these are 11 solid projects that are affecting our residents, flooding areas. So this is a very, very important project that we're putting through.
This is probably one of the nicest things I think we do for our residents, is because what basically when this goes through, and they have some skin in the game here, they're paying some of this, so it's not something for free, but it improves their personal property, and in effect, it improves the city of Darien.
So it's not a frivolous expense on my estimation.
Right. We have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Alderman Vaughn, did you have a question? Oh, can we have a vote then, Joanne?
Yes. Belzak,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Clistic,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
6 ayes and 1 absent.
It's been approved. All the items have been approved. It takes us to item C, consideration of a motion to authorize an extension of the 2022 roadside ditch maintenance projects for the block of 6925 to 7001 High Road in an amount not to exceed $153,000. Motion to approve. Alderman Belzak. Second by Alderman Vaughn. Again, any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Belzak,
Aye.
Vaughn, Sullivan,
Aye.
Clistic,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
6 ayes and 1 absent.
Item C has been approved. It takes us to number 18, questions, comments, and announcements of a general nature. Do anyone have anything they'd like to share? Mary?
Just to share with the council, and I've shared it on my social media, and I think people have seen it shared elsewhere and advertised, is the new 988 suicide call for help mental health hotline. I think it's so critical that this has come to fruition, especially with the mental health crisis in our country. And so that came out last week. So 988 is now the number. And, I think it's important that people have awareness of that and share that information with others. And then just Mayor Marquez talked in his report about the Darien Rocks concert that was held at the end of June. And there's one coming up next Thursday, the last Thursday in July, and the last Thursday in August. And it really was a beautiful night. And I think as each concert comes, I think we'll see more and more people. Everyone that was there had an amazing time. And I think some of the tweaks that are going to be made is only going to make it that much more enjoyable. Just, trying to, hopefully it'll be a beautiful sunny night like it was last time, and just trying to give people a little bit more shade and some porta toilets. Carriage Greens was super accommodating. There was plenty of parking, even though some people thought maybe there wasn't. We even talked about providing, ways of additional parking. So if it looks full, it's probably not. A lot of people walked over. And just a special shout out from the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Food Pantry for the donations that people brought. Every bit is appreciated, and I brought those over to the pantry, and it was all quality stuff, and they'll be collecting canned goods, food pantry donations again at the next 2 concerts.
Anyone else?
You alluded to it earlier too, Mayor. Assessor Greg Bolt's daughter passed away. So if we can, all keep the Bolt's family in our thoughts and our prayers.
As I mentioned to all of you, Mayor Rotarain from Highland Park is a personal friend. Nancy and I worked together for 2 years on the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Task Force regarding COVID. And what I wanted to share is that, I wrote a letter to her extending our our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Highland Park. What I just want to point out to people is what that does to a community. There was an excellent article in the Tribune regarding how that impacts a community and how that just doesn't go away. Knowing her, I know how bothered she is over the fact that this occurred in her community. And just to let you know the connection, Nancy Rodering, who is the mayor of Highland Park, her aunt is Dean Rotkin, who is our president of our Darien Historical Society. Found that out. Sure, she was a small world it is. So I would ask that you keep the people of Highland Park, those that were lost, that were injured, that little boy who had his spine severed, who probably will never walk again. Keep everybody in your prayers, and and understand this. While it hopefully will never be something that we'll have to experience, it's something that could happen anywhere, and it could happen anytime, and we all need to be conscious of that. So keep Highland Park in your prayers. Anything else? If not, motion to adjourn. Alderman Shower, seconded by Alderman Sullivan. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned, 7:56.